Hey Agent Spyplane 662 Gaming, and this is a quick video to update my Striker Nomad build of my first character. And this first character is the one that took me a little while to get up to level 3256 gear score, but I gotta tell you, he's come a long way since I first bought the game back 4.5 months ago. This guy is starting to turn into my PvE based character, even though I take this character out into the dark zone to run the weeklies and dailies. But I gotta tell you, this guy's completely set up for shredding in PvE content. So what's really nice is, nothing's changed from this guy other than the fact that I found a new mask, Striker's mask. My old mask was lowly rolled into firearms. I bumped it up into firearms, had any armor damage and blind depth resistance, which wasn't ideal for me. Well, I found this one had a little bit better base armor, and it was, again, middle roll in firearms, but it came with skill power, which is nice because I like to add to this character's healing capabilities. But what's really nice is it came with 11% damage to elites. Again, that's really perfect for me and ideal for my PvE game style of play. Also, I found this new set of Striker's gloves that came with the base roll and SMG damage and crit hit damage. Really decent firearms roll at 1246 out of 1272. But look at that God roll on the assault rifle damage. I ended up rolling that in at 1334. I've got a video to that roll on these gloves, and also I did roll in the higher firearms stat on this mask. I'll paste those to the end of this video. But this video is just going to talk about my Bullfrog setup here. Right now, my Bullfrog setup on this character is doing a base damage of 422,000 DPS. Bullfrog's the same Bullfrog I had back in patch 1.5. Your standard, no accuracy or stability mods. This Omega Rifle Suppressor could be better. Again, 16.5% headshot damage. Hand stop, the reload speed is critical for this weapon since you do fire through that magazine so fast. Magazine crit hit chance and rate of fire, plus the VX1 scope gives me headshot damage, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage on this Bullfrog. I put it away for a long time when I started playing patch 1.6 content because it was just out of control. It was more used for my Alpha Bridge setup when I was running 2 ARs back in 1.5. But I pulled it out of the bag here for the Striker set because of the fact that you get added stability with Striker 2-piece at 20%. And of course, with the steady hands, you get more stability out of this weapon too. So pretty decent. It's actually more manageable now. So again, as you talked about, the base stats here are 422 on the Strikers. On the 4-piece Strikers Nomad setup. Watch what happens when you start proccing into the Strikers stats for that 100% base damage. So let me spec that up real fast. So there's 100 shots right there. I've stacked it up. So as you can see, I'm going to go to the Bullfrog. And then it's doing about 785,000 base TPS just off the Strikers battle gear talent alone. That's unbelievable. Again, already talking about the added stability with this Bullfrog. This weapon's back, ladies and gentlemen. This weapon is back for patch 1.5. Now, go ahead, get back in the cover, come out. I got the steady hands. It's really not that hard, again, with the console on Xbox One. But again, look at that, guys. That damage is just absolutely phenomenal here for PvE content. If you've got a really good, if you got really good hands with the joysticks on consoles, this could be a weapon for you in PvP content. But again, for me, it's really not hard to hit the NPCs for what I'm doing. So I'll get back in the cover here, and I'll start stacking this back up to 100%. Pop a booster shot, first aid booster shot, and that effectively gives me 840,000 DPS. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, guys. That's the Bullfrog here, okay? Quick video, 840 DPS. Just to kind of look at some overall stats here on this weapon. It's doing about 40,000 damage with the first aid booster shot and the Striker set. Crit hit chance is low, but the crit hit damage is pretty decent. Again, headshot damage probably going to be unrealistic here to land consecutive headshots with this weapon. But the stability bonus from the Strikers with the steady hands is absolutely phenomenal. Reload time's pretty good. And of course, 108%. Look at that. It's kind of unfair here. Let me back off and get rid of some of these. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, going back into that, guys. Stability is about 33%. Actually, let me get off that weapon. There we go. Back to the Bullfrog. Stability, not too bad at 20%, again with the steady hands. Reload time, pretty decent, 15% off the uncomplicated, and of course that 1334 off the gloves. Nothing else spectacular there about the Bullfrog. Looking at that 23% damage to elites that I'm getting off of the mask and my knee pads, that absolutely hells out. And of course the 15% health on kill from the two-piece Nomad. Enemy ARB damage is 50%, could be a little bit higher, but I'm not complaining. Of course, skill power, guys, is skill power, okay, for you shooters. So that's it, again, for the video for my Bullfrog. I think it's back, guys. I see a lot more people carrying around in public areas, but I'll drop another video here with the updated stats on my lightweight M4 and MP5 after I found these new striker gear sets. But the LM4 video is going to be pretty key because it's focusing more on my PvE build for when I run solo challenge missions. Absolutely shreds through elite NPCs. Unbelievable, you know. The big LMG bosses down there in Lexington, the guys that are running around with the full Barrett's chest and gear sets, they're just absolutely phenomenal. But I'm able to get through those guys with one magazine on this Bullfrog. Really close on the lightweight M4. But again, check that video out. I'll leave a link below. And comment, like the video if you have any comments or suggestions. And again, thanks for the visit. Y'all take care.